I was
But
going to expound on the comment you were saying that in relationships, it's not just the men who get too comfortable, it's also the women who get too comfortable. And you mentioned like you used to look good and now you showing up in a bonnet. Men might not want to hear this, but your woman is a reflection of you. And I've never seen a woman who is loved correctly and healthily fully let herself go without her man intervening.
all right, let's not do that. Let me stop you right there. How about you discover who you are by yourself? Instead, what do y'all do? You spend your whole life going from dude to another dude. That's why you dress up. That's why you look real nice. That's why you put all this effort, because you're seeking validation from other people, and that's where you get your identity from. You don't actually have an identity. All you know how to do is seek validation. And when you finally have the man that you've been looking for, you no longer feel the need to try, because your identity has been built on trying for other people, doing not doing what is good for you, or being yourself. So now, once you have the man, you no longer feel the need to try. Spend time by yourself. Get to know who you are. Develop your identity by yourself. But y'all want to say, "Oh, I'm just finding myself." What kind of finding yourself is that? You have to find yourself in other people. Every time women say they're finding themselves, they're just getting ran through. Actually, spend time by yourself. That's how you discover who you are. That's how you develop an identity. That's how you develop a routine. That's how you develop self-value, self-respect. Okay, you have a routine, you have self-maintenance. Like, I spend time by myself. I've been by myself for about 10 years now. I'm always like this. I always trim my beard. I always cut my hair, not because I'm looking for a girl to like me. No, that's just how I take care of myself. It ain't got nothing to do with anybody outside of me. It's my self-respect, my self-value. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So when I get married or when I find a girl, I'm always going to be this way. It's never going to change, because that's who I am. That's what y'all need to do. You need to develop your own identity, not developing an identity based on seeking validation from other people. Because when you finally find the man that is going to marry you, you no longer feel the need to try. And then now you no longer have any identity, no self-respect, no self-routine, no self-care routine, nothing. Because all you had all these years was just seeking attention and validation from other people, from men, from the men that are running through you. So let's not blame men for that. Okay, we ain't got nothing to do with that. That's you. Develop your own identity, your own routine, your own self-value. And you can only do that by being by yourself. You don't need other people to define who you are. Spend time by yourself. Get to know yourself. Get to develop values, morals, self-respect. The reason why y'all change after you've been married is because you don't know yourself. You don't have self-value. You don't have self-respect. You spent your teens and then your 20s just going from person to person. That's not an identity. When you're married, that will be gone. You no longer feel the need to do any of that. And therefore, you just let yourself go. But you're not actually letting yourself go, because there was never any self to begin with. You never have any identity.